Hey friends, welcome into my channel. My name is Lori. I'm here at Cruisin' for Treasure, and I am going to show you everything that sold for me over the weekend on my various platforms, which is eBay, Poshmark, Facebook, Mercari. And I did have sales on all four platforms, so that's awesome. It is my weekend sale, so it's a little bit longer than usual. So if you need to grab a cup of coffee or a hot tea or a granola bar, whatever. And if you are curious about my mug, this is the mug my husband always uses when he fixes me coffee. So, isn't that great? Just great. Okay, moving on. We just love our men, don't we? Okay, let's see. We will start with Poshmark. Let's start with Poshmark. First up, we have this pair of boots that sold for $20. This is Merrell. This material is like a croc, so they're actually very lightweight, which is kind of interesting. So $20 on Poshmark, not too shabby. And then I sold, okay, everything got all mixed up in my bucket here. Two pairs of these. I don't know if y'all know this brand. It was a new one for me. Icebreaker. Two pairs of underwear. They're wool, merino wool, which seems odd. $50 for two pairs, new tags. And I got those at Goodwill actually. Two pairs for $3, so I paid $3 and sold it for $50. So that is not too shabby. Next this is my one and only sale on Mercari. And don't worry, the sticker, I'm actually not going to ship it in the package because the package is not good. But this is Crane, the brand. I don't know if you can see that through the plastic. $20 for some Christmas note cards. And with Mercari, I do pay shipping, so I have free shipping on Mercari. So it's $20 minus the shipping costs. All right, so moving on to my Facebook sales. This is for when you're setting up your miniature train village setting, whatever you call it. This is landscaping material. This sold for $10 on Facebook. And I didn't bring it out here because it's so huge, but it's a Boyd's Bear Danbury Mint nativity set. It is the box, not the nativity set, but the box is huge. That sold on Facebook for $85, and I paid $7 from an online auction. $85, and they paid the shipping. So I listed it on eBay and Facebook, and actually the same buyer was contacting me on both, and she ended up going with the Facebook sale, which I was thankful for, which I did not influence her decision in any way, don't worry. I didn't even acknowledge that she was the same person. But anyway, for me it works out better on Facebook because the fees are less. And then the shipping that they have on Facebook Marketplace, I don't know if you've ever done it before, but with UPS Ground, it's actually fairly cheap, fairly reasonable to do the large ones because they have like such a huge, I think it's 5 to 10 pounds is a set price. So I like that. Okay, moving on to my eBay sales. So a pair of Merrell with the shearling inside, Sherpa. These sold for $20. They're women's, and I think I paid about $4 from an online auction. I like to go for the shoe lots because a lot of times there will be, 10, 15 pairs, and maybe 6 or 8 of them are really, really great. And then I just donate or give to friends or throw away sometimes the other shoes, and I still make a great profit. So that's just something I like to do. Okay, next up I sold 4 of my New Era minor league baseball hats this weekend, which they are fitted wool, made in the USA. And yeah, this one sold for $40. So I got a bunch, over 100. I think it was about 150 last year. I paid about $300, so it was about $2 a hat. And those things made me so much money. You wouldn't even believe it. So if you ever see new era minor league baseball hats, grab them. They will sell. The collectors of that particular category will pay good money. I'm telling you, I had one buyer who spent over $1,000 throughout over the course of a couple months buying hats for me. Okay, this is Cache, C-A-C-H-E, or Cache, whatever it is. New tags, halter top, listed for sold for $29.99. So I am not one who saves things for seasons. I just list it when I get it, because I would never be able to predict that a halter top would sell on November 5th. I just wouldn't. So I don't presume to guess what people will buy and when, because they're always, you know, this time of year, number one, they might live in New Mexico or Southern California or Florida or something like that. Or they're going on a cruise, or on a vacation to some tropical island, or they just like to wear halter tops at home. I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to guess. I'm just going to list it and they can find it and buy it. Next up is this. This sold for $7.99. Just a little bit about this. I have 3 teen-aged children. And one of the ways they can earn money is to work for me. So if they photograph my items, I pay them per item. And so things like this that are super easy to photograph, list, and ship, I love them. Even though it might not seem like a high dollar amount, all of it adds up. It gives my children something profitable to do, helps them earn their money, and it helps me out. So I do enjoy picking up things like this. This actually came from an online auction lot of vintage Dollhouse Miniatures, and there was other Christmas stuff mixed in. It wasn't all Dollhouse Miniatures. Anyway, $7.99 for that. I don't know. Moving on. Another big lot that I got earlier this year was a whole bunch of tools, and a lot of them were actually just from Harbor Freight, so not, you know, super high quality, but new in the package, and so that always sells. And so I just kind of have been selling them slowly throughout the year, and this is one of those items, sold for $9.99. So I would encourage you, if you do have children, get them involved, train them. There is a learning curve, and even now my oldest son is he's my main photographer, and even now sometimes I'll send him back with something and say, I need this rephotographed. Let's focus on this and this and this. But it's great for them. They learn a skill and earn their money. It's not just given to them. So I like that a lot. Next, this is something that I got for free from a friend at church. It's an Anthropologie brand, which it does not scream Anthropologie to me, but it's Millard Fillmore. And it's just a nice jacket with a lining, a zip-out lining. That sold for $20. I could have gotten more, but since I got it for free, I like to, you know, pass that blessing on to other people. $20 for a nice jacket. And let's see, next, Tupperware. I found this for $1 at Goodwill, and I sold it for a best offer of $12. So it's one of their Rock and Serve, although it's a new seal here now. It's not Rock and Serve, but anyway, it's for leftovers. It's got the multiple sections inside. So it's in great condition. The lid is not warped or anything. So for $12, somebody gets to eat their leftovers in style, and now I can't get the lid back on. So that's great. There we go. All right. Moving on. Okay, now this is from my DSW haul, which if you follow me over on Instagram, which I'm the same handle on Instagram as well, Cruisin' for Treasure. This summer I had a massive buy at DSW. I got 60 or 70 pairs of shoes for $5 each. And they were all Chaco brand, Merrill, Sperry, Wolverine. So I have sold some of the more expensive ones already, but I just have so many left. They're not selling as fast as I would have wanted them to. But anyway, Here we go. Chaco Ramble Puff Snow Boots. And these sold for $27, which isn't too bad, I suppose. But I will tell you that there are some things that test the bonds of marriage, and that may or may not have been one of them. Showing up at home with the back of my truck, I could not have crammed another pair of shoes in there. I literally could not have. Anyway, we survived. It's all good. I will say, my husband is very supportive. And if you watched the video from the weekend, which I strongly encourage you to go and watch our nonsense and silliness, my husband is very supportive, and he comes along with me when he can, and so I'm not going to disparage him too much. Let's see. So next up here is a Levi's pair. This is just a pair of khaki pants. It's nothing fancy. It is the 5-pocket design, but it's not like a denim. It sold for $29.99, which is great. When I go to a Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Ross, Burlington, whatever, I always check their clearance because I've gotten so many pairs of Levi's there for $5 or $7 or $10 and then turn around and flip them for, you know, 30, 40, 50 bucks, sometimes more depending on what the style is. So that's just one of my little tips and tricks. Okay, next is more of the hats. 2 more hats. These each sold for $40 to the same buyer. And just look at the cool design. Like the graphics on these, they're just amazing. And the reason these can go for so much is, you know, they don't make a ton of them, obviously, because there's not a massive fan group for the Cape Fear Crocs, right? Or the Hagerstown Suns. So there's not a ton made. And then they also do like special editions. In the huge lot that we got, there were some that they had made for, you know, a specific night, and they were worth a lot of money. So just always check them out, look them up. You might be surprised. Okay, next, this is a good brand of shoe to look out for, Abeyo, and this pair sold for $22. I always like to look at these and get them if I can because they do sell really well. They're so well made, leather. They have the arch support, and so if you're not selling shoes, maybe try. I enjoy it a lot because it's almost always a really good ROI, and there is somewhat of a high return rate, but not as much as you would think, to be honest. So give it a try. Comment below, do you enjoy selling shoes? And if you do you have a high return rate? I'm curious. Dimensions, Snowman and Kitties, Needlepoint Christmas Stocking Kit. This sold for $49.99, full price, no haggling. These, absolutely a bolo. If you ever find these, buy them and resell them, please. You can thank me later. Let's see, next is, and also if you find the stockings themselves in the thrift store, those can sell as well. The ones that are already made or sold from a store, but you know, they have that needlepoint. That's a good bolo. Scentsy Buddy. This is a baby buddy. So it's a smaller version of their regular buddy. This sold for $9.99. This is Roarbert. The lion, so cute. So if you're not familiar with Scentsy products, they have this type. They have a little pouch in the back, or a little like zip area in the back, and you can put in a scent pack, and then like a lavender one, and so when they sleep it helps with that and stuff. So it's so soft and so cuddly. $9.99. I love it when I sell a plush because I literally have a mountain of plush. So it's always the one that sells is always at the very bottom. Every time. The trials of a reseller. Okay, Boba Fett complete set numbers 1 through 6 sold for $34.50. I got these from a used bookstore, which I love to source from our used bookstore because like those books were priced at $1.99 each. And so even if I had just bought them by themselves and flipped them, that still would have been a good profit. But what I do is I always like purge our books from our house, or when I get a whole shelf from an online auction for, you know, $2, then I bring them in there and get store credit and then flip that into books and flip those for a profit. So that is my process. Next is the last hat that sold this weekend. This is Elizabethan Twins, and this sold for $15. 3 of these hats are going to the same buyer, so which is pretty cool. So I only charged him the shipping for 1 hat, and I do ship them in boxes. That is one thing. I get I think it's an 8x8x8 or 8x8x6 from eBay with my subscriber coupon every quarter. So I put it in a poly mailer, or like the clear one, and then into the box, and that way it protects it, because these are collectors. They do want to make sure it gets to them without being crushed, and if it's in just a poly mailer, it can easily get smashed and they will be very unhappy. So that's what I have going out this weekend. This weekend was actually pretty good. I am quite happy. 16 on eBay, 3 on Poshmark, 2 on Facebook, and then 1 on Mercari. That's a good weekend for me. So hopefully it just keeps going up from here for 4th quarter. That'd be awesome. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and make sure, if you haven't yet, hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help a lot, and I'm just starting out, as you can tell, so every single subscriber counts for me. So I think that's it. I will try and get on here tomorrow and show you more. I've already had some sales today, so that's awesome. So thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.